Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves in the energy world, the Propel NY Energy cable project. Now, if you've been following the news, you've probably heard about this $3.26 billion high-voltage cable project between Long Island and Westchester. But here's the kicker, according to a recent federal filing by LIPA, it might not be the game-changer everyone's hoping for. Personally, I think this is where things get really interesting. We're talking about a project that's supposed to solve power reliability issues, but LIPA itself is saying it'll just shift the problem rather than eliminate it. That's a huge red flag, right? It's like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. You're not fixing the leak, you're just moving the chairs around. What makes this even more fascinating is the commentary from Lucina Kazanowicz, a senior director at PSEG Long Island. She's basically saying Propel won't give Long Island meaningful access to upstate generation resources. Now, if you take a step back and think about it, this project was initially pitched as a solution to Long Island's offshore wind energy needs. But it's evolved into something more power agnostic, aimed at reducing bottlenecks. Here's where it gets tricky. Governor Hochul and construction firms are all in, calling it critical, but opponents, including residents, school districts, and even U.S. Representative Tom Suozzi, are raising serious concerns about traffic, health, safety, and environmental impacts. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just a local fight, it's a microcosm of the broader challenges facing energy infrastructure projects nationwide. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the Neptune Regional Transmission System. LIPA's complaint highlights a 50% price hike over the next 3 years, which could cost customers hundreds of millions of dollars. Neptune's response? There's no reliability crisis here, this is just about money. But here's the thing, LIPA's filing paints a much darker picture. From stalled battery storage plants to wind farms facing opposition, their 2023 energy plan is hitting wall after wall. What this really suggests is that the energy transition isn't just about building new infrastructure, it's about navigating a minefield of regulatory, financial, and community challenges. One detail I find fascinating is the upstate Con Ed constraint. Even if Propel goes live in 2030, this bottleneck could limit the project's effectiveness. Kazanowicz points out that the surplus capacity in Con Edison's territory is limited, and permitting new generation projects faces the same hurdles as on Long Island. This raises a deeper question. If Propel can't fully address the reliability issues, why are we pouring billions into it? From my perspective, it feels like a band-aid solution for a much larger systemic problem. Now, let's hear from the other side. LIPA and PSEG Long Island still strongly support Propel, calling it a critical investment for reliability. The New York Power Authority echoes this, warning of blackouts and brownouts without it. But Christine Panzica, a resident leading the opposition, calls out the project's limited benefits. She's not wrong. If LIPA's own filing admits the reliability gains are minimal, why force ratepayers to foot the bill? Doug Gentler, another opponent, nails it when he says, this project was for the windmills, end of story. Once the wind farms faced challenges, the need for Propel seemed to fade. Here's where it gets even more complicated. LIPA's filing also questions the future of offshore wind projects and utility-scale battery storage. With only 10 megawatts of battery storage operational out of a planned 750, it's clear that the energy transition isn't just about ambition, it's about execution. Permitting delays, community opposition, and supply chain issues are derailing projects left and right. If you ask me, this is a wake-up call. We can't just throw money at these projects and hope they work. We need a more holistic approach that addresses the root causes of these delays. So, where does this leave us? Propel is a project caught in the crossfire of competing interests, technical limitations, and public skepticism. It's a reminder that energy infrastructure isn't just about wires and cables, it's about people, politics, and priorities. Personally, I think the real story here isn't Propel itself, but what it reveals about the challenges of modernizing our energy systems. We're at a crossroads, and projects like this force us to ask, are we building the right solutions, or are we just shifting the problem around? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.